Yo, peace and blessings, everybody. Assalamu alaikum to everyone out there. I'm your host, Moshe Canty, your host of We Locked In. Just wanted to check in with y'all, man, real quick on this beautiful day. Just let y'all hear my voice, man, and let y'all hear what I got to say about a few things. Um, First of all, all praise is due to Allah. We praise Him. We seek His aid. We seek His refuge from the evils of our souls and the evil consequences of our deeds. Whomsoever Allah guides, no one can lead astray, and whomsoever He leads astray, no one can guide. I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, and that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace and blessings be upon him, as his servant and his messenger. So the thumbnail I put up, man, is pretty much self-explanatory. It's really a reflection of the world that we're living in, but it's more or less a manifestation of what we already know has been the experience of countless millions of people in the wake of European imperialism since their quest to take over. I'm not going to make this about any particular people who have been victimized at the moment until I make my point. What I want to basically express to you guys is the manner in which we as a people are being threatened at every level of our existence. We are living in some serious times right now. This is not one of those public announcements where I'm issuing a cry out to people to let people know to be aware. But this is a sense of seriousness to what's actually taking place around the world. And we as a people here in the diaspora in America, in the United States, we need to be very mindful of what's taking place. We need to study these events and look at these events with a critical eye. Be very mindful that these events that are taking place, and the events that I'm speaking of the events that are taking place in Gaza, in Palestine, and in areas of the world that I'm not mentioning. And I would like for us to look at these events with a critical eye. Understand that just as those events are taking place over there are events taking place right here in this country, on the African continent, in Latin America, in Europe, etc. No matter where the European imperialists exist on the face of this earth, their plan is to take over the entire world. But what I want you guys to understand is that wherever they've laid their flag at, wherever on the face of this planet, and I'm not just talking about presently, wherever they have been, they have done nothing but destroy the earth. This is not me giving you my opinion. This is me giving you a fact. I was born in America. I'm a black man that is born in America, but I am a Muslim, which means that, as you guys know, I'm caught between these two worlds. So I have to look at things objectively to the best of my feelings so that my personal feelings don't always get caught up in the fact that us, my audience, the people who I'm speaking to, understand what oppression looks like, how blatant it is when we see oppression taking place right before our very eyes. Those of us who have been in the diaspora in the Western Hemisphere know that our people have been getting killed since our ancestors were forcibly removed from their ancestral homeland and brought over here, right? And those individuals who were already over here, we know that the European settlers who settled the land over here annihilated them totally. This is not something I'm making up. You guys know this to be true. This is a fact. So the people who came over here annihilated those who were already over here. They brought individuals over here with a plan to enslave them, annihilate them, rape them, plunder them, and do etc. But I'm just simply saying that wherever European imperialism has laid its flag at, they have literally destroyed the earth. All right? What we are witnessing today in America, and I can give you some examples of that. I can give you just some basic examples of where our people are being slaughtered with impunity. A small case is with black men being killed indiscriminately, unjustifiably across the country, at the hands of police authorities. This is something that has been taking place since the beginning of our existence in the Americas, especially those individuals who have been enslaved and who have fought back against the slaveocracy and so on and so forth, and even after the fact. Most recently to Mike Brown, Sean Bell, and even most recently to the brother who was killed. What's the brother name? Excuse me. Out in Minneapolis, I always forget the brother name, man. Floyd, excuse me. We've seen countless examples of them continuously kill us with impunity. All they do is just kill us. They kill us, they kill us, they kill us. But this is their design. They're not only killing us with the bullets, with the guns, they're killing us in the medical field. When we look at the disparities between what's taking place with us in the medical industry, our people are being murdered with impunity in that regard. When we look at the foods that we eat in underserved communities, our people are being killed in that regard. When we look at all of the health disparities that exist and the fact that we're not getting adequate health care, we see our people are dying at a faster rate than anybody on the face of this planet Earth. How is it that we've been in America longer than anybody, but yet we're only about 37 million people, 38 million people? We're supposed to be ahead of everybody else, right? Because we're divided. They don't want to see black and brown people united. So they divide us based on black and brown and so on and so forth. So we're being attacked on all fronts. I mean, literally, our people are being attacked through the media. We have to be very mindful and we have to look at this stuff critically. Don't just look at things from what we see on the news today, and even what we see on the news, even the images that are being projected to our people in the news. We got to be very, very mindful of that, because with artificial intelligence, we don't know what exactly they want us to basically know to be, we don't know what exactly they want us to see, right? But we do know that they've lied to us before. They deceived us before. We are very, very gullible. We're very naive. And we know that they want us to believe whatever it is that they want us to believe. So we have to be very mindful of this, accepting anything on face value, right? So this is something that we just can't believe. All right, but what we do know is that there is a history here, right? We do know historically, European imperialism, wherever it has laid its flag down, it has destroyed everything in its wake. Every single. See, you start talking this truth, you see what happens? So what's taking place around this world is by no coincidence. The same things you see happening around the world is all connected. But don't just look at it as it being present stuff. It's stuff that was happening hundreds, maybe even, in many instances, thousands of years ago as well. It's something that we should be very mindful of. I always encourage individuals to pick up the books and read, because by reading, you get a better understanding. You're able to connect the dots, and you're able to see things for what they are as opposed to what they appear to be. It's a lot going on, y'all. Don't take what you see on the news as being on face value. There was a time where the Zionists, and now I'm speaking specific about the people of the country known as Israel. There was a time in which they were known as terrorists. They were blowing up stuff. Do your own research. Go into your own books. Go into your own videos. Whatever you got to do to look at this. They were considered to be the terrorists of the day, similar to like Al Qaeda and Hamas and so on and so forth. They were terrorists. This is what they were known as. They were a group of individuals whose ideology started by an individual known as Theodore Herzl. This individual was from Europe. These individuals were Europeans. They had a concept of wanting to take over. These settlers wanted to take over a land that they thought was theirs by right. So the same way their ideology wanted to conquer a land and take it over is the same way the original European settlers came to America and did their thing. Anytime you see European settlers go to a place, they justify it either through their religious beliefs to do so, or this this manifest destiny to be able to do what they're doing. They have this concept that they are a superior group of individuals and that they have a right, an innate or inherent right to take over this land and do whatever it is that they want to do. It's no different as what's going on right now in the land that we know is Israel. All right. We have to call it for what it is. The European powers of that day and even of the current day have supported Israel's stance to take over, do whatever it is that they want to do. And it should come as no surprise to anybody because this is what they've been doing. They've been doing this from day one. All we're doing right now, we're sitting back watching them manifest their plan and dominate the earth because this is what they've been doing. They want to take off. They want to take the world over for all of its natural resources. They did that in the 19th century at the Berlin Conference of 1883, when all the European powers, they carved up the African continent. It was Italy, it was France, it was Great Britain. The United States was present, but they didn't get any land there. All right. The same plans to take over all of the natural resources, all over, position themselves wherever they're at, all over the earth, to conquer every corner of this earth. Where do we stand in that? Right? We are just unfortunate observers of what's taking place all the way around us. So what is your role in all of this, right? It's a lot going on, right? Where do you stand in that? How are you teaching your kids about this? Are you allowing your kids to remain ignorant with what's going on with the world that we're living in? A lot's going on. The laws that are being implemented, the policies that are being propagated, the messages that are being sent across the airwaves, the media, the way that the images are being propagated across the media. Look at who owns these media stations, what their political agendas is, what their backgrounds is, who their relatives are, and so on and so forth. Is a reason why individuals say that certain people own certain corporations, right? I mean, certain news outlets and stuff. And the truth is that they want to spin their message the way that they want to spin their message. Now we're in the position to tell our story, to speak our truth. Are we actually speaking truth to power, or are we using our platforms to further our own diabolical agendas that's really keeping our people further oppressed and marginalized? Or are we doing everything to inform our people so that people can make more informed decisions? Let me tell you something, y'all. We living in some very interesting times. People are going to have to make some serious choices as to what side of the aisle you're on. What side of the aisle are you on? Are you on the side of the aisle that you're making well-reasoned and rational decisions where you're trying to uplift and empower people to protect them about what's going on? Because let me tell you something. It's a war going on and people are losing their lives right now as we speak. It's not just happening in the Middle East. It's not just happening in Africa. It's not just happening in Latin America. It's happening right here in America in our own backyard. It could be you tomorrow. You could be laid out, sprawled out on them streets tomorrow, and your family could be the ones that's asking for justice. So just this quick live, right? I didn't want to get political. I don't want to be too long-winded. I just wanted to give you guys just a little understanding about this thing known as European imperialism. This thing that is designed to attach itself to whatever it can and destroy it at its roots. Uproot it, destroy it, kill it, and take over whatever it can and suck the life out of it. That's what it's been known to do. President Biden, shame on you. Shame on you, President Biden. Shame on you. I have a voice. I'm going to speak truth to power. Shame on you. What you have done has been horrific. You have literally condoned sending resources over to the other side of the earth in which you are allowing for water, food, and electricity to be cut off from people. So without even thinking that there are men, women, and children who may need this, people who are in need, you're cutting off the life source of more than 2 million people who are in need. And it's all right. You don't have no qualms with that. We as a nation spend over $3.8 billion in military aid to a country who now is bombing men, women, and children. So every time you put money into this system, do know that a portion of that goes on the other side of the earth to go kill people. So how is it that we can demand justice when we're being oppressed, when we're equally acquiescing in the oppression of others? This is what we have to be very mindful of. So again, shame on you, President Biden, for acquiescing in the oppression of people. This is a very serious topic, but I also don't want to get too political. I just want us to be more conscious and be more aware of what's going on around the world, so we're making more well-informed decisions. The fact that I put this live up puts me at a position where they may say, "Hey, this guy Moshe is speaking the truth, and my life could be could be threatened." So what? I got one life to live. I'm not afraid to die. I know I will meet Allah, and that's the only one who I fear. I don't fear none of these missiles, none of these. That stuff don't mean nothing to me. Nothing. I'm from Brooklyn, so if you know, you know. So that's what I fear, Allah, and I know I will have to stand before Allah, and I will have to explain whether or not if I spoke truth and I used my influence to be able to give back to the people, and I'll be judged on that. You dig what I'm saying? So this is something I want to share to you guys, that we become more aware, that we don't lose out on these opportunities, that we don't waste time, that we continue to show more love towards each other, that we continue to uplift each other, that we continue to empower each other, that we dig in our trenches, because the same time that we're fighting and bickering amongst ourselves, you got these racist white militia groups. They getting more organized. They in the back hills in their 500-acre territories, shooting military gear, learning and preparing for a race war. It's really, really happening behind the scenes right now. This is not me trying to stoke the flames and put you in a situation where you get nervous and scared. No, you should be more aware, more conscious of what the hell is going on in this world that we living in. It's a lot happening right now, and our people are endangered, man. We're in a position where we got to watch out for ourselves. We got to watch out for the system. We got to watch out for everybody. Right now, we should be equipping ourselves with all of the tools we need to survive, because we don't know what the hell is about to take place next. We don't know if they're about to close off our communities and say, listen, there's a curfew in here. You can't come out your crib. Stay inside. We don't know what's going on. But what we do know historically is that this has happened to people who have been oppressed. So it's something that we should be very mindful of what's feeding us, where we getting our information sources from, and who we're sitting with in the conversations that we're having. Also, tell your loved ones to be careful taking the trains. If you're black like us, be mindful. And again, I'm not targeting, this is not me race baiting or targeting individuals. I'm not telling individuals to go out there and commit all type of senseless acts of violence. I'm not even that's not even my standpoint. I'm telling you, be on point, be aware. But how you be more informed is that you inform yourself. Information is knowledge. Information is power, right? Uplift yourself. Give yourself the strength that it needs, because we need to band together right now. It's crunch time right now. It's a lot going on. Pretty soon, most of us will be dead soon. We don't know how we will succumb, but we will die soon. How we die, we don't know. You dig what I'm saying? But we got to be very, very, very mindful of dying while acquiescing in our own demise. It's a difference between taking a stand and dying in that manner for what's right, and just dying while oppressing your own self and your people. That's not the type of death we want to meet. You dig what I'm saying? We want to be very proud. We want to know that we committed ourselves to the struggle and the upliftment of our people, and living a righteous life, doing what we can to uplift ourselves, not living ourselves in the pursuit of happiness at the leisure and the pleasure of our oppressors. That's not cool at all. We've learned too much. We've been through too much as a people to go through this continuously, to know what we should be doing, but still not doing what we know we should be doing. With that, I want to leave y'all with the universal greetings. Assalamu alaikum. Peace to you all. Thank you, man. Peace.